Watch, Trump issues powerful new warning to China, Americans are cheering. President Trump is quickly becoming the most powerful force on the world stage, returning America to the position of prominence we once enjoyed. In a memo signed and released yesterday, President Trump promised to protect American steel producers. "We're going to use American steel, we're going to use American labor, we are going to come first in all deals," said the president. Steel imports have risen almost 20% since February of last year, hurting domestic producers. Wilbur Ross, the Secretary of Commerce, is being directed to launch an investigation to determine if China and other countries are dumping steel into our economy and undermining our national security. Dumping is an aggressive pricing policy where a foreign country will lower the price of a good they sell to drive out competitive or hurt foreign markets. China has been long suspect of dumping steel. Sales of shares in steel companies are soaring as a result of the announcement. The stock value of steel manufacturers have increased by up to 10% for some companies. U.S. Steel released a statement praising the decision. In the statement, they accused China of committing economic warfare against the United States while distorting global markets. U.S. Steel blamed China for the destruction of supply chains, which resulted in the loss of tens of thousands of American jobs and the closure of multiple production plants. Changes in the importation of steel would replace the lost jobs and continue to generate new employment opportunities. The Trump administration said they would not ban foreign steel imports, but they are considering the use of tariffs. If foreign countries are subsidizing their steel industry, then we would need to impose tariffs on imports to restore the fair market cost of steel. The memo was issued as the Dow Jones was already in an upswing and traders prepare for favorable new tax policies. The memo also confirms President Trump's commitment to restoring American manufacturing and providing much-needed jobs. Do you think we should impose tariffs? Please share the story on Facebook and tell us what you think because we want to hear your voice. Red alert, third superpower enters NK escalation with massive wave of tanks. Tensions on the Korean peninsula just ratcheted up another notch or two as word has emerged of a third superpower massing military troops and equipment near the perennial hot spot. According to the UK Daily Mail, there are reports of the Russian military moving large amounts of tanks, armored vehicles, artillery, helicopters and troops toward the short but strategic border Russia shares with the rogue regime of North Korea on the east coast of Asia. The news, which was based on videos and local media reports of equipment moving by air, rail and road, came just days after similar reports emerged of the Chinese military massing troops, equipment and vehicles near their own much longer border with North Korea, and was thought to be in preparation of impending action against the internationally condemned communist regime. The biggest worry is said to be the potential for thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of North Korean refugees flooding north into China and Russia if the regime of Kim Jong-un is attacked. There are also worries that a strike against North Korea could trigger some type of nuclear accident or explosion, resulting in a radioactive cloud drifting into Russia toward the major military base and port city of Vladivostok, only 100 miles away from the border. Railway trains loaded with military equipment moving towards Primorsky region via Khabarovsk have been noticed by locals, Russian military veteran Stanislav Asinitsin said on Russian news outlet Primemedia.ru, according to the International Business Times. The video shows artillery systems that either support troops in assault or meet the aggressor. The movement of military equipment means that authorities of our country are keeping up with the situation, and take appropriate measures, he continued. If the situation worsens, especially related to military events, the armed forces of all the neighboring countries obviously monitor it more closely, and we are no exception. It is not the first time that North Korea has broken the peace in the region, that's why this situation deserves attention, Sinitsin added. However, the Russian military declined to comment on the movement other than to say that exercises in the region had recently concluded, while Radio Free Europe Radio Liberty reported that the Kremlin would only state that troop movements inside Russia were not a public matter. Meanwhile, the United Nations Security Council finally got around to condemning the North Koreans' latest illicit missile test launch, which was in violation of several prior UN resolutions, in a surprisingly unanimous statement after both China and Russia were convinced to support the measure. Please share this on Facebook and Twitter to help spread the word that it now appears Russia has joined in on preparing for action against North Korea. What do you think of the reports of Russian military moving toward the border with North Korea? Scroll down to comment below. Finally, Trump just picked up his phone and did the one thing Obama never could. President Trump just proved to the world why he's already a 10 times better president than Obama ever was. On May 1, 2014, a 30-year-old Egyptian-American humanitarian worker, Aya Hijazi, and her husband, Mohammed Hussein, were imprisoned by the Egyptian government while working with disadvantaged children in Cairo. Obama attempted to negotiate their release for 2 years, but being the terrible president he was, he failed. Lucky for them, President Trump came to the rescue. Using his superior negotiating skills, Trump was able to do in 3 weeks what Obama failed to do in 2 years. Trump personally negotiated their release back to America. They're coming home and they thank Trump saving their lives. We're very grateful that President Trump personally engaged with the issue. Working closely with the Trump administration was very important for my family at this critical time. It let us be reunited as a family. We're so grateful. What an amazing story. Obama never cared enough about these two wonderful people to actually commit to bringing them home. President Trump, however, loves the American people and proved he'll do anything for them. Share this on Facebook if you're thankful that President Trump is here to clean up Obama's mess. Hijazi and Hussein landed at Andrews Air Force Base outside of D.C. around 10 p.m. on Thursday. The couple is scheduled to visit Trump at the White House today in what should be an afternoon filled with praise and joy. Enjoy, Trump's a hero. What he just secretly did for American arrested in Egypt will make you cheer. Donald Trump is a real American hero. He is so kind that he doesn't even need to let the world know. Just check out the amazing thing he did for this American charity worker who was arrested in Egypt. Soaya Hijazi, an Egyptian-American charity worker, has been in jail in Egypt for the past 3 years for human trafficking. She didn't even do it. Well, you can bet that bothered President Trump. She is an American after all. So, during his private meeting with Egyptian President al-Sisi, Trump secretly made a deal to get her back. Last night Aya Hijazi has freed thanks to the efforts of President Trump. She, along with 7 others, was finally acquitted of all of their charges. Hijazi has since been flown privately back to the Joint Base Andrews in Washington, D.C. She then returned to her family. Aya Hijazi founded Belady, which works to help care for street children and get them off the street. Now she can finally get back to her good work of helping others thanks to our wonderful president. Hey, Donald Trump may not have bragged about it, but I see no reason why we can't. If you are proud, then show it by sharing this out. Also leave a prayer for Trump, his family, and Hijazi. Amen. Amen. America in shock. Trump's State Department makes major Hillary Clinton announcement. At the point when Donald Trump crushed Hillary Clinton in the presidential battle, a lot of Americans was anticipating from him to begin a total examination of her private email server for the span of her time as Secretary of State. Unfortunately, it appears as if that won't be completed at last. The Washington Examiner expressed that even with Trump in office, State Department legal counselors demand that they have no goal of chasing for in the past uncovered Clinton messages. All through a hearing on Monday at the U.S. Area Court for the District of Columbia, the State Department revealed that it will continue with endeavors to get conservative watchdog Aggregate Judicial Watch's case attempting to compel them to find Clinton's messages. The watchdog mass still means on utilizing a little piece of the Federal Records Act to weight the State Department into finding the messages. Legal Watch President Tom Fitton was truly certain about his association's failure with respect to Trump's absence of inspiration to assess the claims. What's unusual is that Trump's administration is carrying on with the legal strategy of Obama's administrations to defend Hillary Clinton's email practices, Fitton stated after the hearing. This is a case of the deep state still operating things, with all due respect. The following hearing, for this situation, is set to be hung on April 21st. What do you think about this? Do not hesitate and write your thoughts in the comments section below. Share the truth, be patriots. Thank you for reading. Just in, Trump catches Muslims hurting American girls, makes them pay dearly. President Trump is finally cracking down on one of the most horrific cultural practices being imported by Muslims into this country. Thank goodness. President Trump and the Department of Justice announced a new campaign to end the barbaric practice of female genital mutilation after a Muslim doctor was charged for the crime last week. Vibriat Bart. Jumana Nagarwala is an American-trained doctor of Indian descent. She was born in America and her family is part of a Shia Muslim sect within India. Dr. Nagarwala was charged on April 13 by Detroit police after they received a tip-off. She now faces a maximum sentence of life in prison. Police charged the doctor for mutilating the genitals of two American girls. The two 7-year-old children were brought by their Somali mothers to have the procedure done. Other victims have been identified by police, who explained that Nagarwala has performed the surgery on many young girls, aged 6 to 8, over the course of 12 years. Via BBC.